Yo, what's up YouTube? My name is RudisBeats and today I'm gonna show you how to make Larry June, Cardogotwings, Wiz Khalifa, O3 Greedo type beat. So this is those classic West Coast, chilled out, high as fuck vibes, you know what I mean. And today I'm gonna show you a FL Studio tutorial how to make these types of beats. First, I'm gonna play you the beat.
My dog Rodis make this shit slap.
First thing you have to do is set your BPM on like 180 beats per minute, or maybe 175, maybe 190. It's in that region, it's faster, and it's the difference between like Atlanta trap beats. Then I selected a scale for this beat. I made it in E minor. If you want these MIDI scales, I have a bunch of these for every key. Just check in the description. I have a Google folder where you can download it. So the first melody that I added was this pad. It's on expand 2. I used soft pad, cup of pad. This is the melody. So I added these chords and I added like, usually I go for like 3 notes, but I added another one on top. I also pressed Alt S, and that's drumizer, it's piano roll. Basically what it does, so all the notes are not together, but they're like strummed. When you like play pianos and guitars, you don't press every key on the same time, so it's just more realistic. I also added some effects. I added a little bit of reverb and a little bit of EQ. Not a lot of difference, but it's a little bit. Next thing I added was a bass. So bass, like the synth bass are really used a lot in West Coast type beats. So I pulled up this one on Citrus. It's an FL Studio plugin, so you probably have it if you have FL Studio. And I put down this melody. It basically follows the root note of the chords. On effects, I added Maximus. Basically what Maximus does, I just selected the default and I went to low, so it's basically the low frequencies only selected. Maximus is like a multiband compressor, and I selected only the low frequencies and I put them on mono. So I did it because this bass has some high frequencies and I don't want the high frequencies to be mono too, so I just wanted the low frequencies to be on mono. And basically you don't want your low frequencies to go on the side, so it will cause weird phasing issues. So yeah, and then I added a fruity fast distortion because I wanted the bass to stand out a little bit and compete with the other melodies. Next thing I added was a lead. So leads are also used a lot in West Coast type beats. It's like the main sound. And I also went with citrus. This is the lead that I used. It's a lead that I made myself. And if you ever want me to drop some sound banks, just let me know and we'll work on it. So this is the melody. And also I edited the velocities. You can do it just pressing Alt R on your keyboard and it pulls up piano randomizer, and you can randomize panning, velocity, and a bunch of different things. I usually go for panning and velocity. And added some effects. So I added EQ. I removed this low frequency. I didn't need it. And I added a little bit of reverb. The last melody part is this piano. It's like really low on volume, you barely can hear it. So because basically when I go for counter melodies, I usually like make one main counter melody, and if I go for another one, I make it like really quiet, because you have to make like space for the vocals too, because it's just a beat, and there's like you have to let the rapper do his thing. You don't want two counter melodies competing between each other. So I added this piano, and it's like not loud at all, and it goes like this. Also the velocity is edited, and as I said, I use Alt R to pull up piano randomizer. I basically EQ'd it a little bit and added reverb. Play you all the melodies together. Oh, and also I added this ambient sound. It's like a forest sound. So all the melodies together sound like this. Really cool. Next thing I started to do was add some drums. I started with a snap. So in West Coast type beats, you can hear this on Shoreline Mafia beats too. The producers use not snares, but snaps. It's like this reverb snap. So the next thing I added was hi-hats. Really basic, just on every second step. And the velocity is also randomized. Didn't do any effects on the hi-hats on the snap too. Just left it how it was. Then I added cymbals. Really simple, like one cymbal every bar. Also the effects, nothing. Just left it how it was. Then I added kick. Really simple. Then I added an 808. It basically follows the same pattern as the bass line, just a little bit different. It goes like this. What I do with my 808s, I put them in key if you don't know how to do it. And if you have an 808 sample that hasn't got the key in the title, just press edit, right click on here and press edit. Then it pulls up Edison, right click again, go to regions, detect pitch regions, and you can see it's D. And also make sure it's cut by. And I also added this volume envelope, so I don't have the attack, so it doesn't compete with 808. If you have bassline and 808 in the same beat, make sure they're cut by. by the same amount. This is 2 by 2, and the synth bass line is also 2 by 2. So if you have them cut by the same amount, they won't clash. And the last thing I added was this percussion sound, this stomp. And yeah, those are the drums. I'm gonna play them together. Also, I have this crash sound every time the drop hits. Basic crash. So all the drums together sound like this. The mixing on the drums, I didn't do that much. I just left them how they were. On melodies, just remove the low end from the instruments and add some reverb. Maybe add some ambient sounds too, so it just fills up the space. And that's basically how you make these beats. High tempo, chill melodies, chords with pads and keys and leads and synth basses and bouncy drums. So I'm gonna play this beat one more time for you. Simple too. 16 bars here, the verse, and then 16 bars hook, 32 bars verse, and then it goes back into the hook. This transition is like used a lot in on West Coast type beats. You have heard it probably on Blueface type beats or Shoreline Mafia beats. Basically, I selected the whole pattern, like all the melodies and how it sounds, and I just pulled them like this and then duplicated them 4 times, and yeah, it just gives that bouncy sound. So yeah, that's basically how you make these Wiz Khalifa, Larry June, Cardogotwings, O3 Greedo, West Coast type beats. If you want me to make more tutorials and maybe drop some drum kits or loop kits or sound banks or just anything you want me to teach you, just let me know in the comments. That's all for today. Peace out.